Kevin and Zachary. Kevin, I'm not going to lie.
Now we're not gonna a carved penguin. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
It's so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the play.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish.
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say?
Well, let's talk about another loss. Sorry, for everyone. I have my background. I have this light behind me that I'm trying to figure out, and it looks way worse with all of that. It just looks worse. So we're gonna rock with this tonight. It's just another day. It just feels like we're doing this all over again. Sitting here talking about Orioles loss, a disappointing loss at that. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. This is Kevin and Zach React. Got Kevin Ostraker behind the scenes. Kevin.
Hey, man, you just at the studio?
Yeah, man. Came down here.
Dang,
someone had to.
Really, it looks really official. Looks like you're really there.
I know, Kevin. It really helps when the light that's right above me.
I know, yeah. You're getting your hair is looking good, going in and out.
Yeah, thanks. It's what I do.
Yeah.
It's just I do it here. I usually do it here when I'm down in Ocean City, but this has been this. I don't know why the light is looking way worse this time. Don't know why it's looking way worse.
Yeah, I had whenever I remember I went to Florida in 2020. 2021, 2022. Hotel room lighting was so awful. I prepared for it by taking a screenshot of my background, and that was hotel Wi-Fi. And you know what? Maybe we should just talk about this the whole stream, because
that's what I was going to say. I was like, honestly, this is better conversation.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's already a failure of a series. I mean, they had to sweep the Angels, man. I mean, I'm not going to backtrack on that. I said that last night.
Yep.
And I stick by it. Like the Angels. You
had to at least win tonight. I mean, understand.
And then with a lefty on the mound tomorrow,
and a good lefty in Tyler Anderson, you ain't winning that. even with Zach Eflin,
they're gonna lose 3-1, like 3-2, 4-2, or 5-2, because apparently they love losing every game 5-2. So
Kevin, this was Jackson Holiday. I mean, let's talk about. I'm going to try to get some sort of positives out of this. Jackson Holiday's a stud. Keep him in the leadoff spot forever.
Yeah, I was glad to see that. Yeah,
happy with that. Gunnar keeps hitting.
Did you see the ERAs of these pitchers that are coming in for the Angels?
Yeah. Did you see the ERA for the guy that started, who then went 6 innings, or I guess ended up being
Yeah,
7
I mean,
thirds,
like
but
these
1
guys
run.
lowered their ERAs by like 2 or 3 points each.
Yeah. I mean, this is every single one of them. It was like, yeah, they give up 2 runs an inning, and
It was not,
2-9
9
shutdown.
ERA, 15 ERA, 6 ERA as a starter. Like, oh wait, I'm looking at last. Yeah, well, I mean, still, like I accidentally pulled up last night's game, but this point still stands. Yeah, 5.23 ERAs where this guy ended. Started off with above 6. Neris had like a bajillion ERA, and he lowered his with literally 1/3 of an inning to 15. Furman, I think, was at like 9, and he went down to 7.5 after pitching an inning of scoreless. It's just like you gotta hit those guys. 0 for 3
You
with
have
runners in scoring position, so you can't hit with runners in scoring position, and now you're not even getting guys on. Laureano hits a homer in the 9th, and I guess they're Pirates now. I don't really.
Yeah, I
Kind
think
of felt like a weird time to debut that, but
yeah, I would have probably
okay,
I would have
I
probably
guess.
X'd on the 9th inning. We're down 4.
Yeah, then I kind of like that to read the room moment. I feel like,
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin, I'm pulling up the Baseball Savant page right now, or Statcast, because I want to see. I want to see what because it felt like the Orioles they had chances again. They once again had opportunities, and they just couldn't get it done. Double plays killed this team from literally the first at bat or second at bat. Jackson Holiday gets in a single to lead off the game. You're like, awesome. Next at bat, Adley double play. And you're like, dope. I mean, it's just.
It feels like, and I see people talking about Cedric in the chat. He comes up with 2 on, and you just felt that out a mile away. He's in it right now, and it's not good. And you want to give him slack because he started the year off so great, and he was one of the guys. Him and O'Hearn were carrying that offense, and O'Hearn has continued on that path, and Mullins has fallen off, and it's fallen on guys like Jackson and Gunnar and et cetera, which is fine. You want to have other guys carrying you, but it just feels like Seti's an automatic out. Feels like Adley's an automatic out. And that it's more, I don't want to say it's acceptable, but it is more acceptable for Seti to be that than it is for Adley. I mean, Adley is just,
at least Seti was carrying the team for a little bit.
and I mean, Adley had opening day and a couple of mini stretches, and had, what was it, like a 9-game hit streak, 5-game hit streak? I can't remember what it was, but
yeah,
it's been a bad calendar year for Adley here, and he's always going to get the Bobby Witt comparisons, and that's just going to follow him for his whole career. Like, it's going to. It is what it is. But even just take Bobby Witt out of it, like, for what we saw Adley be over the first couple of years of his career since coming up to the big leagues, like, it's just such a sharp decline. And yeah, you can argue him getting unlucky, which certainly, sure, like he has, that's a factor, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse for him. Like, he has to make his own luck at times too, and balance out those unlucky plays with good plays. And it just feels like those are so few and far in between for him this season. And moving him down to the lineup was the correct decision. I think that they might have to continue doing that. But
yeah, why? I mean, and Kevin, I mean, it's so funny. I guess let's bring this back a little bit as we talk about guys just disappointing. Weirdly enough, one up tonight, Charlie Morton too gets just
he bought himself like another month on this team because of this outing tonight.
Dude,
he did.
He is now. He just saved himself. Although I'm going to be honest, someone's got to go down for Eflin tomorrow, right?
I think they probably DFA Selby.
Oh, it's so gonna be Selby.
It's definitely gonna be Selby.
Morton, damn.
Did Bowman get claimed, or has that not happened yet?
No, he won. He's in Norfolk. He got it.
Cool.
Yeah. Also, Kevin, just because we're talking, it's a weird late night. Did you see the Durham Bulls? The ending of the Durham Bulls game?
Yeah, Jesus, or just
Eloy Jimenez
take me
walks
back.
off Craig Kimbrell. Eloy walking off Craig Kimbrell
God.
in AAA.
I want to do everything I can to forget that team from last year, and here they are just playing against each other in AAA. Like,
Making memories, Kevin.
Kimbrell actually has been good for them this year in
the minors.
minor leagues. I mean, yeah, I know. I'm just saying that, like, a lot of people thought he'd be done, wouldn't get another chance. But actually, let me look up his stats real quick, because I thought the Braves were going to call him up.
I mean,
where are his stats? You can't even see these ones. It's so weird to navigate this. Okay, yeah, he is in 10 games. He has a 1.80 ERA. So not bad for Oriole legend Craig Kimbrell.
Not bad, Kevin. Not bad, but you know what was just horrendous today? Orioles 0 for, obviously 0 for 3 with runners in scoring possession. 6 left on base. I mean, Kevin, you had Holiday. He's incredible right now. Gunnar continues his hot streak. Mountcastle's starting to put it together. Ramon, obviously, in the 9th inning, gets his home run. Ramon Laureano, this is what's so annoying right now is Kevin, what we should be doing right now is we should have a winning Baltimore Orioles team. I'm not saying dominant. They should be competitive. And we should be sitting here talking about how great of an underrated signing Ramon Laureano was as that backup right-handed bat in the outfield off the bench. Incredible. Worth every dollar of that $4 million. Unfortunately, when you're losing games and his solo home run, he's hit 3 home runs his last 4 games at Angel Stadium. I mean, like, the guy just apparently rakes there. Don't know why he wasn't starting. Guess he will tomorrow. But I feel like we should be talking about, like, we should be sitting here talking about Jackson Holiday. We should be talking about how Gunner's putting it together. You can't because of how disappointing this team is. 14-24, back to under 10 games under.
Yeah, I mean, if they go and lose the series to the Angels, I think that probably wraps on the season.
No one's going to talk about this no one's going to talk about this though for Elias, which rightfully so but when people want to say that they missed on everything,
well, I mean, sure, it's fine if he hits on those guys, it's fine to acknowledge that, but
you had to do something else. You had to do well. I'm even talking about he had the right idea with these guys, but Kevin, how many times have we said if they would have signed Tomo and an Evaldi or something instead of Tomo and Morton, you would look at this offseason so differently right now.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not, it's the move you make. So, these are great marginal moves, guys that you sign as flyers and hope that they can pan out, but it can't be the only thing you do, which is why it feels like to me this team is absolute robots. From the top down, they're just absolute robots. They are so caught up in their philosophies. They do not let any other thing, whether you want to call it infect them or sway them or whatever. It's hey, we're only going to sign projects and guys who we think can play. And again, they traded for Corbin, and that became the expectation. And then you go right back to what you were doing before. Analytics, they go and they just only use analytics, only use splits. It feels like rarely does Brandon Hyde play off a field. And it feels like the only reason that we can sometimes say he does is because he is forced to adjust after putting this team deep in a hole by only using analytics. So he is forced to play Jackson every day against the lefty when he doesn't even do that all the time. It just feels like they are so caught up in their ways. I say it over and over again. You just play ball. Let the guys go out there. Let your talent go out there and play. Sure, splits and analytics, it can help you. It can be a tool for you, but it can't be your livelihood. You can't be unopened to anything else. And again, who's making the calls? Is it Hyde? Is it Elias? Who? I'm sure both deserve blame for it. But it's you have to be able to be open to new things. And it just feels Mateo goes up there and flails at pitches and can't get on base. And, you have a guy in Jackson who's playing hot for you. Well, hey, you know what? The splits say this, and Jackson's young. And so we're just going to keep Jackson on the bench. It's just let the guy play, man. Like, and again, there is no way Jackson sits tomorrow. Like, there's absolutely. I think I would be floored if that is a thing. I think we have to be done with that, right? There's no shot with the way that he's hitting right now. And I say it and I think it and then watch it happen. Like,
well, I was gonna say, I was like, Kevin, have you yes, it's a no-brainer. He should be starting.
It goes
tomorrow,
against everything I just said. Everything I just said.
Although I'll give it to him. What I loved tonight was they felt the need. They needed to get Jorge in. And instead of benching Jackson, they understood that he's probably your hottest hitter right now.
Yeah.
And they keep him in and put Gunnar at DH. Love that. Jackson has to be your leadoff hitter.
But that's my point, right? It's like the reason that we are in that situation is because if the Orioles were, let's say, even 4 games under or 5 games under, we know that Jackson wouldn't be playing in those games. It's like Hyde is forced to do this because he needs every single ounce. And I've seen this in all sports. When teams get down like this early, especially teams with expectations, you are fighting so hard to scratch and claw your way out of it that by the time the end of the season rolls around, you're just gassed. And whether that takes form in the way of the bullpen, the offense, I can't really say anything about the offense because they're not playing well. Like, I would hope that they can improve, but here we are almost a fourth of the way through the season and, doesn't look great. You're 10 games under, you're a fourth of the way through the year, and you're not capitalizing on Yankees losses and an AL that seemingly should be wide open, and the Orioles should be one of those teams that are competing. But hey, guess what? They're playing awful baseball. And
playing horrendous baseball.
You're relying on guys that you shouldn't be relying on because of the way this offseason was constructed. These guys should not have that much pressure on them, especially guys who are in their mid-30s or early 40s. And John's it's exactly right. And it's how it feels because every game is life or death, and we're in May. Like,
well, Kevin, it also feels like this because we've been doing this since last July. This has been the team since last July. It just feels like the last 160 games have just gone together, and this is who they are right now. It doesn't feel like it's just a this year problem. This has been going on since the end of last year. They were punched in the mouth after being they were literally for 2.5 years, like a top 3 most winningest franchise in baseball. Like, they won 101 games. Obviously, the late stretch of 22, they went on all those runs. They almost nearly made the wild card. For about a 2-year period from second half of 22 to the first half of 24, they won, I believe it was top 3 most games in baseball. And then they just fell off a cliff. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, that's what's crazy is there's no like moment or something that you're like, oh, well, these guys fell back to earth. They just fell off a cliff. Like the offense, all of a sudden, this insane, like the mentality, it just left.
I can't get over the pirate hat. Why would you do that in this game? Why would you do that?
They went to Disneyland today.
I cannot get over it.
They went to Disney.
It was the most tone deaf thing I've ever seen. Not really, but like it was definitely the most tone deaf thing of the season, if we're being honest. Like, how do you do that? Like,
we've had some tone deaf. I feel like we've had some interesting Orioles moments somehow. Okay. Weirdly, Kevin, unfortunately, I don't even know if this is the most tone deaf moment we've had from the Orioles this season.
Yeah, there have been a couple of high quotes that maybe.
Well, I'm also talking Luis Castillo, like Luis F.
Yeah, all right, yeah, maybe that.
Unfortunately, we're just in a tone deaf
another tone deaf. Like if I'm in that locker room and we're all thinking about, okay, how can we turn this season around? Hey, we're gonna try something new, get the vibes back. Yeah, exactly.
The players are trying to send a message they want to do what the Pirates did.
Yeah, I take it back. It's not even the most tone deaf thing this week. We're in a simulation, man. This season isn't real. We're all gonna wake up just randomly, and it's gonna be opening day again, and it's just not gonna be real.
I would love it. Kevin, if I woke up suddenly and they're like, it's been a dream and I woke up on, what was it, like June 21st, 2024, and I was going to the game of Kyle Bradish pitching against the Phillies where it all went wrong. And then I just watched him pitch because he was throwing a no-hitter in that game before he got pulled. Watch him complete a no-no and be healthy afterwards. Like, what if this is a simulation? Like, what if we are just dreaming? Yeah. What if I just wake up and like we're actually like on a run to the World Series right now?
It would have been so much cooler if they did it when they were winning.
Yeah, like it would have been like it, because Kevin, it would have been like, let's be real. I know myself enough to say this. If they did it while winning, I would send the vibes are back. Like we're now in the pirate hat era. But when you do it down 5-2, there's no
the only way that would have made like the only way it would have been
if they would have
if they came back and won, yeah. That would have been it. That would have been it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, O'Hearn gets on base a couple more times tonight, and that's O'Hearn has been, whether it is drawing walks or whatever, getting on base, he's been carrying this offense. He's probably not playing tomorrow. So, or maybe you're desperate enough where he has to. Like, you don't care about the splits anymore. Like, I feel like that's where we are. Where it's just like, you don't care. I think you have to not care at this point. You have to go against everything. The organization has to go against everything they believe in. Let the guys play. And that's what they should have been doing in the first place. Like, give guys days off when they need it. Play the splits a little bit. You have to keep the guys who are hitting and getting on base in the lineup.
So. Have to. And did want to say, just Kyle, appreciate you. Please talk about how many runs O's put up when Morton starts. It's not fair he catches blames. Offense is a way bigger problem than pitching. Offense has been a bigger problem recently, without a doubt. I would say, weirdly enough, Kevin, past 2 weeks, I'll give them 2 weeks. Pitching hasn't been bad. Pitching, they've had a few games where it's like,
at least not relative to what it has been.
Exactly. Which, I mean, I understand the bar was on the floor, but we're no longer having the it's immediately 8-0 and you're done. At least these, we feel like, because we know the talent on the offense, we feel like we should be in it when they only give up 5 runs, when they only give up 3 runs. But we've seen this offense fail time and time again. Without a doubt, the biggest issue right now for the Orioles is the offense, which is crazy to say.
I think the reason it is because of the expectations for the offense coming into the season, where it's like we knew pitching was going to be the problem, right? That's what we've been saying. And pitching was going to be the weakness.
Mm-hmm.
But, at the end of the day, this offense had expectations and people were expecting Adley to bounce back and obviously Gunnar to keep up his MVP pace more consistently and, Colton to come back from, the playoff injury and Jackson to take the step. And we've certainly seen some of that happen. And by that, I mean Jackson Holliday taking a step.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. But
literally since the day they were like, yeah, actually Matt Holliday gave Jackson some advice on his stance on what to change with his swing. Literally since that day.
Are they just on this master plan to tank for Ethan Holliday? Like, are they just going to tank?
No. It's Ethan's already done. He's this draft. It's the Nationals have the first pick.
Oh shoot, I got it. I got it screwed up. I thought it was next year.
Yeah, he's already. That would be, if you know what. At least we'd have some sort of plan. Kevin, also this is the plan. Cheer up, Bird fans. We're getting a new scoreboard next year. You might be able to hear stuff too.
Everything is bigger and better except for the actual team.
Now we're talking.
Give me Bobby.
Although I will.
Give me Bobby Vaughn.
Oh my God. Although I will say the only thing I have against this is I worry about, we've talked, Kevin, I think this team needs an old school coach that kind of walks in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Been there, done that. And I don't know. Skip Schumacher, I think, is going to be an incredible manager. Obviously, I think he was completely thrown out by the Marlins. He did an incredible job there before they wrongfully fired him. I
mean,
I don't know if a young upping. I would like it, but I don't know if it's the best fit. I love the upside of it because I think he's a great manager. I don't know if it's the right manager for what this team needs at the moment, if that's what makes sense. Like a Freddie Gonzalez right now.
My hot take is that if they had kept Freddie Gonzalez, Hyde would be fired already.
I could see that.
I legitimately think Hyde is fired 2 weeks ago if they had Freddie Gonzalez still on the bench.
Yeah,
because I just don't know if the organization trusts Buck or Chirinos. I just don't know if they do.
And here's the thing, and here's my thing with Buck. I just don't think they would give Buck this job middle of the year if they genuinely believe that Buck Britton is a guy that they can, have take over as manager one day. I don't know if you want his first time being in the middle of this downfall. Like he just acquires this team now in the middle of this downfall. I'd almost rather Chirinos just take the team for the rest of the year. Hell, if Chirinos takes the team and they turn around, Ron's the drink. Congratulations.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like I would rather take a chance on the unknown than what is already known right now. It's just like if you continue this way, the season's done. It already feels kind of done, but it's done if they continue this way. I mean, I always talk about the Nuggets. Now they fired Malone, who was a championship winning coach less than 2 years after winning a championship because the vibes weren't right. The players weren't responding. It was a toxic culture. And now they are somehow up. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're in the second round up 2-1 on the best team in basketball, or one of the best teams, depending on who you're a fan of, but one of the best teams in basketball. And the reason that they are is they wouldn't have even sniffed the end of the first round if they had kept their coach and GM because of how toxic those vibes were and how poorly the team was playing. And that was 3 games before the end of the season. There was no, hey, we have time to turn it around. This is, we're going completely into the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen, but it has to be better than what it is right now. And so that to me is, I would much rather take that chance with the Chirinos because we are still in early, technically coming up on mid-May. And that's more than enough time to, hey, if there's a spark and Chirinos is the guy and it is Hyde and you can turn it around, it feels like a waste if you just say sometime in mid-August, yeah, okay, we're going to fire Hyde. Let's send a message. That you could have sent that message 3 months ago and had an actual shot. So I would rather go into the unknown with Chirinos and have it backfire incredibly terribly than continue on what we're seeing, which is a lifeless, bad baseball team right now. Like, it just is what it is.
Yeah, they're not fighting. I mean, this season's atrocious right now. It is as bad as it gets. Even things, I understand it was technically the right call. Al Essenker said that was not catcher's interference. He was holding his glove. Like, he was just straight up holding his glove in his mitt. Or he was holding his bat in his mitt. Like,
baseball's weird.
But here's the thing, like, Kevin, how many times this year have we seen the Orioles get screwed over by umpires? And it's not that I'm not one of those people where I'm like, Brandon Hyde has to be ejected every time there's a bad call. Like, there's one thing, but there's a difference between getting ejected and just not saying anything. Like, sometimes it's like there's not even like the has to warn him from the top step. It's not, we don't see the, getting fiery and then all of a sudden he goes back to the dugout without getting tossed. Like, we don't even see that. Like, I want some fire. I want a guy to get rung up on a bad call and Hyder being up there staring. Because why wouldn't you at this point? Like, you are fighting for your season, your job. Like, I just don't get where that. It feels like they've got to get some spark, and he's not helping there either. So.
I mean, we saw the Padres beat up on the Rockies 21-0 today. That easily is going to be the Orioles if they don't turn this thing around because they're playing, the scoreboard doesn't reflect. They didn't lose 21-0, but they lost to the Angels. At least you can make an excuse for losing to the Padres if you're a bad team because the Padres are a machine.
Yeah.
The Angels, without Mike Trout, mind you, It's just you can't lose games like that. If they were doing well this year and they had a bad game against the Angels, okay, you can live with it, move on, go win the series. But against this team in this month, where you also have, by the way, another series against the Twins coming up at home. So you're going to be able to go back home and have 3 against the Twins. You're going to get the Nationals into town, Brewers, Red Sox, Cardinals, White Sox. I mean, you have to capitalize on that. You have to capitalize on this month. And so far, we are almost halfway through the month, and they haven't done it. They have, like, in their games, the Royals, who, again, the Royals are one of the better teams they have this month. But you lose 2 of 3 to them. You get swept by the Twins. So you are, what is that, 2-4?
They're 2-6 this month.
Yeah. Yep. 2-6. In a month where they arguably like had to go at least 4.
They need to be 6-2.
Or I can't even. It's so bad. I can't even do math right now.
Like 5-3 at worst. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, and that's what we said at the end of April. Just like this month is going to make or break their season. Like it is. And if they end this month below 500 in any capacity, like that's an abject failure with the teams they have on their schedule. And like I can't trust them to beat anybody right now because the Angels, they're not good. Like I hate that I'm just kind of like ragging on the Angels and saying how bad they are.
But like Kevin, and this is the Angels without Mike Trout. Like this is the Angels without players. Like this isn't even this like, oh, it's the Angels. And this is the Angels pitching guys with 10 ERAs, 9 ERAs, 6 ERAs. And the Orioles just can't get anything.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough, Kevin. We will get into some quick call-ins.
Let's get some call-ins. Yeah, it's 1:10 in the morning, and getting up early just destroyed me today. So
yeah, how was that first time?
Oh, it was great. Actually, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Link is live for channel members.
Cool.
Hit
Kyle,
that like.
Appreciate you again. No more turning it around. Feels better to lose. I mean, honestly, I think fans at this point and everybody might be feeling better if they just tanked because it just feels kind of hopeless. But I don't know. It is what it is. And then Wally say the Orioles get to 90 wins, which is probably the low number to get a wild card. They have to go 76-48, not happening. And that's what I'm saying, Wally. Like they are going to have to scratch and claw for everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
They have to go on a run. They have to go on a massive run.
And they're going to have good – like this is the time to go on that run. That's why we keep saying it's make or break. So,
yeah.
All right. Let's start these call-ins up. We got Gordon behind the scenes. Let's bring him on first here. Gordon, we were so back, and now it's so over.
Hey, look. It's what time is it?
Oh, we got puzzles going on?
Yeah, right. You know.
How many pieces is that?
1,000 piece puzzle.
Oh, that's
jeez.
Yeah. I just started this about like 2 hours ago, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good.
That is decent. That's decent progress. That's decent progress.
It's better than what the Orioles are doing. So
literally,
at least you got to distract yourself.
And that's literally why, it's, man, like, is this the point to where we actually look at this team and say, hey, we can't have expectations for them. Like, we just have to start watching this team just to enjoy watching it because it's baseball season, like, and not have expectations because tonight was pathetic. It was more than pathetic. It was embarrassing. It was, a joke. And you can really see where this team's mind is right now. One, by pulling out that hat at the time that they did, it's like they don't see that the talent that they're putting out on the field is what's the problem. It's not, the morale. It's not it's honestly the talent that's been put out on the field. They think that bringing a new hat in or just waking up one day is going to change things when it's not. What's going to change things is you not fouling off pitches right down the middle. What's going to change things is you being able to, do small ball, get a guy over with just getting it to somewhat out in the outfield with a runner on third. Like nobody's asking somebody to go up there and hit 1,000, for 1,000 with runners in scoring position, but do the little things. That's what's going to change the
Yep.
team morale. Winning is what's going to change the team morale. You can't be a happy loser and just think things are going to change and then, oh my God, I'm feeling this way. I pop up a ball, I slam the bat. Oh, I hit a home run. We're down by 5 runs. I pull out a hat. Like, that's going to change it. Oh, Gunner gets walked. Let me throw the bat 50 yards down the line. Like, do you not understand? Like I wouldn't even do the sprinkler celebration right now. The would be locked in. I would put a seatbelt on and like I would make a celebration to put a seatbelt in to be like,
That
hey,
might
I'm
be.
locked in. I'm locked in. Not a
Hey,
sprinkler. That like when we're having sprinklers, that means we're fun. We're children out in the yards. They're having fun and whatnot. If I see a double, I want to see you strap the belt to say, hey, I'm locked in for the next batter to be locked in.
I
Not
like that.
having fun and being hoo like that's like this is pathetic. It's pathetic, and it's not like we're the White Sox or we're the Rockies, where it's like, hey, we didn't have expectations. We had a 101 win season 2 years ago, 94 seasons a year ago. We were expecting to make a deep playoff run. This is pathetic. This is not okay. Like I'm hearing in the Angels what is it? The Angels dug out like a hot mic or something. I forgot who was pitching, but it was a curveball right down the middle. Somebody missed it and fouled it off. He's like, I hear like one of their dugout, come on, like he was like, that's yours, you gotta hit that. Like I'm a fan, I can say that, but people on your own team are saying that, and that's the Angels. We're the Orioles. You don't think if the Orioles players are feeling that way? This is not the time to coddle somebody, to rock somebody, to give somebody like, yo, we are professionals. I don't know what's going on in the dugout or whatnot, but it's just like it's not giving, that feeling of, hey, we need to lock in. It just is giving like, hey, we're just gonna make more excuses. We're injured. We're just gonna make more excuses because we have the talent. The numbers are saying that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But hey, we're just gonna make more excuses and just say, hey, well, what we're doing isn't wrong. It's everything else but us. That's the vibe that I'm getting. It's everything else but us, and it's just like, we're just going to wake up out of this one day when it's not. Things need to change. It's not just this year. It's not just this week. It's not just 2 games. This is going back from last July. Last July. I mean, well, the All-Star game is in July. So yeah, like last July into the off season, into a whole month in, almost 40 games into a season. It needs to change.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think one of the most disappointing things right now is like you've talked about. I mean, we've been talking about for the past really all season and into last season. Is it just seems like there needs to be some sort of energy shift there. Like they just, like you said, it just feels like everyone's pressing, everyone's trying to play hero ball. No one's trying to do the little things just to get runs across, just to help the team win. Everyone's trying to be the guy that changes it on one play. And you can't do that. You got to, like you said, you got to lock in, grind through it, and just get it done. I mean, Kevin, how many times have we sat here and talked about how it feels like the Orioles just need to get something going somewhere, to get a new type of energy anywhere going towards, positive momentum.
Yeah, all the time. And that's kind of the frustrating part is like it feels like there does need to be more accountability. And I mean, back to your point, like I think that's why you feel like I think a lot of people feel like there just needs to be
And I think, with the one part about, Gordon, where you're talking like it feels like they're going like, oh, it's everything but us. The amount of times I've heard expected batting average, expected play, like the expected stats, cool. They were supposed to get hits on those. They didn't. Like we did.
yeah,
Like we
it's,
can
at
sit here
some
and
point it just
say,
gets old. It just gets
Hey,
old.
look, I was supposed to have $1 million in my bank account,
yeah,
but so hey, I'm a
yeah, I was
millionaire, I guess.
expected. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
an expected millionaire. Like,
yeah.
exactly. It's like, oh, well, Adley should be hitting 300. Awesome. He's not.
Yeah, he's
Like,
not.
I don't
He's
know
not.
how
Yeah.
are we going to like suddenly get like adjusted wins like the Orioles actually have like 17 wins if you take into account their expected. Like,
literally.
It
Like
really is.
this lineup, and it's like I was excited seeing Holiday in there, and my excitement it was really taken away seeing Adley being put into two. And I'm an Adley fan. The first rug that I've made of an Oriole player was of Adley. And it started a lot, me at Camden Yards carrying that. Like, I have a huge soft spot in my heart for Adley. But, he's not producing. And the only way to get out of a slump is to hit. But him slumping is not just him slumping. It's costing us, potential runs because, Holiday gets on. And, either he could still be at first base if Gunnar pops out or whatnot, but he rolls into a double play. Gunnar Henderson comes up there, hits a single or a double, and then that's a potential run taken away. It's not just
Yeah.
him striking out or something; it's hurting the team. And it's I know he has all the talent in the world, but at some point, when is talent and when are, like we said, the expected is not just gonna be enough. What is the play on the field gonna be our deciding factor? And that's the frustrating part, that what's on the field is not what's being being talked about. It's everything else but what's being on the field, and that's frustrating.
Yeah, 100%. So I mean, like, we always say, like, hey, go out there and win tomorrow. Go out there and win tomorrow. But again, this series against the Angels already feels like, even if they do win, awesome. But you have to capitalize with sweeps on these bad teams, and they weren't able to do that tonight. So
No
just
excuses.
yeah, tough all the way around. But Gordon, appreciate you calling in as always, man.
Yes, sir.
Good luck on a puzzle. Give us an update tomorrow.
Hey,
And
That Raymond Stuggy is incredible.
yeah,
oh
dude,
yeah,
that is
thank
sick.
you. Look, best Christmas gift,
Oh,
not best Christmas gift, but a really good Christmas gift my mother got me. And happy Mother's Day out there tomorrow to all the Mother's
absolutely,
Day.
absolutely. Happy Mother's
So
Day to everyone.
Yes.
spread all the love and everything. But yeah, so hopefully, like we keep saying, the Orioles will get a win. We'll get a win tomorrow, and we hopefully will start a win streak. And I'll end it on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I'll say the same thing that I said before I got off stream. For anybody that's thinking Hyde's going to be fired, it's all what we want, but it's not, because there's too many excuses. There's injury excuses, and like, I really do not see this organization firing Hyde right now with the amount of injuries that we have. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't see it. It's not like, it's not in our DNA to do that, and hold people accountable. Like, he's a big league manager in the MLB. That, hey, I signed up for this job. I know I can get fired, but that's just not this organization. So yeah, you guys have a good night, and yeah, I'm gonna go take
All
myself
right,
to sleep.
man. Yep. You too, dude. We'll talk soon.
Yes.
Appreciate you,
All
Gordon.
right. Peace. Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, Elias back tied, what, 9 days ago?
Yeah,
So,
and then I think they backed him again earlier today. I agree with Gordon. I don't think the organization, even as much as I think it could just be the best case just to get a spark in. And listen, I've said this before. I don't think this is all on Hyde without any. I
yeah,
think this
it's
is
organizational. It is organizational.
But you have to have a scapegoat. Every team's got to have a scapegoat. But let's keep it rolling. We got our next call. We got heading to Arkansas. Joe, how are we feeling?
Joe.
That's rough.
That's rough.
Rough times.
It's a rough day.
Was it rough for the Hogs too? I haven't kept
Yeah.
up.
We can pick up where we left off.
Okay.
It was 4-4 in the ninth. No bueno. They bases loaded in the 10th, and they pulled an Orioles.
No.
They did not score. Bottom of the 10th, sac fly scored the winning run. Although the play was great, the catcher just out of reach could not tag. He had the out, but missed the tag because he couldn't reach him. Today, not so good. They were the Baltimore Orioles again today. They decided to lose 12-3. It was
wow.
It was 3-0 in the first inning.
Yeah.
Gage Wood gave up a home run, and the WWE was on, so I turned on Backlash.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And checked the score. Then it was 6-0. So it ended up 12-3. I mean, they did not get to the hotel till 3 a.m. and had to be back probably about 1 for 1 or 2 for 5
Yeah.
o'clock first pitch today. But we're drowning our sorrows.
You know what?
So
Hell yeah.
Nice
It's one of those nights, Joe. It's one of those nights.
Rocktown bourbon cream.
Oh.
So,
Oh. Wow.
shout out Rocktown Distillery. And I got this new hat last week for my birthday. It says "From Arkansas with Love."
Oh,
Not
look
a
at
big,
that.
Oh, I like.
That's a
not
cool
a big,
hat.
not a big rope hat guy, but it looks like it's huge on me, but it's not. I just haven't broke it in. And
That's
You
how
know
it is
what?
for
I
hats
like
on
that.
me
we
too.
got
Yeah.
we got a present in the mail on Friday. So
I saw that British
That's
Raven.
sick. Oh, that's a British Raven too. Oh, that's awesome. British Raven's
yeah,
the man.
my buddy Nick sent me a birthday present. So
Yeah, Nick's a good dude. Nick's a good dude. We
I'm
we
home.
miss Nick calling in on here, but we know it's late for him calling in on these.
I'm here by myself for the weekend, so kind of just enjoying the downtime.
Oh yeah, you're living it up, living it up. Well, hopefully the Orioles and Hogs give you something to celebrate tomorrow. Was Ben on the call again tonight? Today?
Yeah. He's there all weekend.
Okay,
So
man, just
you gotta love
bad.
those Ben McDonald isms. Just not so much this weekend.
Yeah. It hurts when you're on the other side of it. I'm sure.
But oh well, we'll get them tomorrow, as they say, right?
Gotta hope.
We'll
Gotta
go
hope.
tomorrow.
I guess that's all you can do at this point.
And
So
the weather's kind of crazy, so I broke the rules, Zach. I got a hoodie on, and it's.
I was
it's
gonna
May.
say you got a hoodie on
yeah,
this
pulling
time.
your inner Zach Bollinger with the hoodie on there, Joe.
I
Okay,
broke the rules.
Although I'm also wearing one too, so I can't.
I was gonna say we all have hoodies on.
Yeah.
This is not.
This is the hoodie squad right here.
Maybe Gordon needs to make another Orioles rug and put it around.
Maybe
walk it around
Gordon's
the
a good
stadium.
luck charm. Maybe Gordon's a good luck charm. I don't know.
Maybe that'll help it out. Make
Could be. I'll
make
tell
a
you.
solid rug.
Yeah.
And, go from there.
Yeah.
But,
Could be the spark. Could be the spark.
Could be.
Awesome, Joe. Appreciate you as always. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Shout out to the Harding Bisons in D2 winning the baseball league, and I don't know what league they're in, but they won D2, and Central Arkansas won their league this week too. So shout out to the Bears.
Not all lost then. Not all lost.
I was gonna say we got some good baseball news.
Yeah. Not all lost. Love it.
Awesome, Joe. Appreciate you as always, my friend.
I'm hoping Marshall makes it to Fayetteville, buddy.
I'm telling you, you don't want to see us. You don't want to see us. Don't let the herd get hot.
I will shit talk the hell out of you for 3 days straight.
I need
Win,
that.
lose, or draw.
I just need to sit back during the call-ins when that happens and just let you two go at it. I'll just listen. I'll just be here.
Don't let the herd get hot, Joe. Don't let the herd get hot. But Joe, we'll talk to you later. Appreciate you as always.
All right, Joe. Appreciate you, man.
Peace. And yeah, let's keep it rolling. We got our last call, and we got Ray behind the scenes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. What's going on, Ray?
It's going to be a hang up and listen for me because my girlfriend's going to kill me at some point. But two things. One, my lineup tomorrow should go Holiday. O'Neill should bat second with Anderson on the mound. Henderson third. Mountcastle fourth. And then I put Laureano fifth. Rutschman sixth DHing. O'Hearn seventh playing the outfield.
Yep.
Rivera eighth. Hanley nine.
You know what? I just saved that. If you nailed that, we're gonna play this back.
I like that, especially keeping O'Hearn in the lineup, putting him a little lower because of the lefty. I like that.
And two things we were talking about two words. We were talking about if we get rid of Hyde. I agree with you, Zach. It needs to be a veteran manager. Joe Madden. Open arm.
I would not be opposed at all. I think it would be I would love a veteran guy who has been there, done that, who has a World Series ring, who has overcome adversity, who knows the grind of expectations at this point. Because, Hyde still, this is his first, I forget who said, I think it was actually you, right? Hyde should be a manager, just not here right now. Like he is a good general man or a good manager. I just don't know if this team is the right team for him right now. He will manage somewhere, and I think he will be successful. Good managers get fired all the time. We have Hall of Fame managers who get fired, but it doesn't mean that, you can't move on from someone even if you believe they are good at their job. If they're not the right person, they're not the right person.
Yeah,
100%. And I want to say, I understand a lot of people are mad at Rutschman right now. He's not hitting. It would be different if this team was thriving and he was clearly the weak link and they're still putting him second.
Yeah.
No one else is really hitting to a level where it should be only him.
Yeah, it's team effort, group effort. Totally agree. I mean, there are a lot of guys who are floundering right now, and some guys are getting it back. Hadley currently is not, but he has the talent. Can he put it together? Is going to be at least get back to what we've seen him do. That's the big question. So,
yep. All right, guys.
All right.
Awesome.
Appreciate you making the time, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, and to his point, I mean, 99% of the time, managers get hired to get fired. It is what it is. And
if you like literally not even 99% every time. I mean,
unless you have like a run of a manager who gets to retire on his own terms because he's so good. That's the only thing.
And even then, it feels like these guys. Because in baseball, it's funny. Football, I feel like you get some old coaches. Basketball, you get some old coaches. I feel like baseball, these guys will just be they'll manage until their mid-70s. Like they do not care. Like they will just go till they're 80. You can get, some of these guys will be 20 years with a team, win multiple World Series, and even then get fired. Like it happens. It's part of the business. Does that mean that I think Hyde is horrible at his job? No, I actually think Brandon Hyde's a decent manager. I think he hits the right buttons, especially pinch hitting. I know people don't want to hear that, but historically, since 21, I believe they're like the best pinch hitting team in baseball. I do not agree with how he handles the bullpen. That's the one thing I wholeheartedly disagree with, how he manages the bullpen. But, every manager has their weaknesses. I just think it's time for a new voice, just some more experience somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hyde's a good manager for a rebuilding team, but I don't think he's a good manager for bullpen's an issue, lineups are an issue, feel for the game can be an issue, and
that doesn't mean that he's ever going to be that. He could. This is his first managerial job. He moves on, and that's what I'm saying. He moves on. He takes this experience. He gets another guy. Maybe he does, go and he is a good, manager in the postseason. But right now, I think we've reached our cap. And when you've reached your cap already where they haven't won, Mike, we've talked to people throughout the past 2 weeks. I'm saying it would be a lot different right now if the Orioles were coming off a run to the ALCS. Because then you'd be sitting there going, okay, what's going on? We got to figure something out. All this. Now we've been good for 2 years, no playoff wins. And now you felt like we were already capped at just making the playoffs. Now it's like you can't even compete for the playoffs. So where's the cap?
Yeah, I mean, it should have been last year, but the injuries were the reason. So
yeah. So you got anything else, Kevin?
Let me find the comment for Jordan. If you want to call in, you can become a member and you can call in. We put the link every stream in the post tab for members. So it's a feature of membership. If you want to pop over on YouTube, that is how people call in. So, and then Kyle quickly, $2. A new manager comes in, the O still won't hit. Again, that's why it's not all on Hyde. Like obviously it's top down. Like every player is coach, GM, everything. Like everybody has a part to play in this. So
everybody.
Yeah, that's all I get.
Yeah, that's going to do it for this edition of Kevin and Zachary. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're new and enjoy the content. Go live after every single Orioles game. We just are therapy at this point. Let's be real. So if you want to log in for daily therapy, be my guest. Appreciate everyone who tunes in. As always, we'll be back tomorrow. Orioles on the rubber match. We got Zach Eflin back, though. Zach Eflin back. If there's something, would love to see Zach Eflin get it done. But we'll be back tomorrow for another edition. Kevin and Zach React. Dexter Fowler that one afternoon.
Wow. That still breaks my heart. They would have won the World Series if they signed him. I stand on that.
That was the word when he showed up to Cubs camp the next day. I remember being in high school and looking up and being like, "What the hell? What the?"
I remember
hell?
that was
Chicago.
oh my god.
That was what 2015, 16?
15. Maybe it was 4. Was it 14?
Was it 14?
Because I think that they would have won because that was when I think that was the Delman Young year. I'm pretty sure they didn't have one.
Yeah, Orioles. No, it was 2016. It was Orioles.
Was it 20?
strike.
All right, maybe because it was him and Gallardo. Was it him and Gallardo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 years, $35 million agreement, and then he never showed up.
Man. Well,
I regret bringing this up because now we're all thinking about
there will be
It's sad about-
two championship years in Baltimore that never happened. There are obviously more, but mine that stick out the most, at least recently, 2016 Orioles, 2014 Ravens. Those were the two.
Yeah.
So mine will be Gerardo Parra.
Oh my God. Loved it, Kevin. There we go. That's